Hello and welcome to MamboZuri. This weekend we had the Equity Bank Banquet here in London. Today we got to speak to Patrice Kiiru, General Manager for Diaspora Banking for Equity. Let's see what he had to say.
Good evening. So I too don't want to stand between you and dinner. I know you've been waiting. So as James mentioned, I am also from outside, but originally from Kenya. So before I go over a bit of diaspora, let me give you a bit of the story. So I lived in the US. I lived in Los Angeles. I liked the sunny desert weather. About a year and a half ago, I decided to move back home. It was a bit of a radical decision and rash. And within 90 days, my wife and I decided to unwind everything, pack everything in suitcases, not ship anything, and move back home. So anyone can do it. Sawa. So as our CEO mentioned, you can invest back home, but you can also move back home. And I've been able to move back home, and so it's been great. So I look over the diaspora business, and over the years, we've taken the time to really listen to your concerns and understand really how do we need to organize ourselves so that way we can allow you to take advantage of the opportunities that they are back home. James went over all these opportunities. I know you're all now really excited to say, we want to do it. And so our job as a bank is to really is to help you and enable you to take advantage of those opportunities. Those that want to build the third hotel in Nairobi for the delegates, you'll need financing from us, correct? Exactly. So I've grown up in a few places. I lived in the UK, I lived in Scotland when I was young, but I was born in Kenya, moved back to Kenya, and then went to high school in the US. And so I'm a product of quite a few places. I'd heard about lots of opportunities in Kenya, right? So we read the news, we see the articles, we hear about people doing great things in Kenya. We look at what's happening with the economy back home. We look at the buildings that are coming up. We look at the companies that are coming up. And so I think for me, after watching that for years, sitting on the sidelines, that was really the deciding factor. It was, okay, I don't want to sit on the sidelines anymore, and so I want to be in the thick of things. And so that was really the decision that I came to, is deciding that I don't want to be on the sidelines anymore, and I don't want to be on the bench. Let me actually play the game now. So that's why I pulled the plug. But it took a lot of time. It was a decision that took a while. So I had to do quite a bit of research just to get to that point. But the information is out there, so yeah. It's always the right time to invest in Kenya. I think it's really just a function of what are you looking to invest in, right? So when you're looking at asset classes like, say, real estate, right? There's never a bad time to invest in real estate as long as you do your research and you're investing in the right area. And there's lots of opportunities. There's real estate, there's a stock market, there's a lot of fintech especially. There's a lot of small businesses in Nairobi coming up and that are on the financial tech side. So you can invest in that. I mean, I was talking to someone the other day and asking them, how would you like to invest in the next Facebook, right? Before it became Facebook. So those opportunities exist back home, and so there's never a bad time to invest. I think it's really just about take your time, do the research, figure out where you want to put your money, and then my job obviously is to help you get that done. So diaspora banking in equity is not something new. It's been around for the last 10 plus years, I think. We were the first in the market. Actually, I think we launched it here in London. And so we've been around for a while. We have the largest customer base when it comes to that. And so my job really is to take what's already been built, take that foundation, and my job is to reimagine that, right? Take it to the next level, right? Because the way banking was done 10 years ago when we first launched the business is not the way banking is done today. So really, that's really what I'm there to do, is to do the market research, to understand what the Kenyans abroad are really looking to do, how they want us to serve them, and then really just make it happen. Banking isn't a one-size-fits-all, right? So what we do is we give you lots of different options in terms of how to do your banking. So you can open that account on the app. You can open the account on our new Diaspora self-service portal, which we can talk about a little later. You can send us an email, and we'll open an account for you. So there's lots of different ways that you can get that account open. So that's probably the easiest thing to do with us, is open an account. Yeah, very easy. Our tagline is very, very simple. Your listening, caring partner, right? So I focus on the listening part. I think many banks make the mistake of coming to you from a product perspective and saying, buy this, buy that, buy the other, do this, and that's very selfish of the bank, because then they're focusing on themselves. I think our approach is very different. Ours is really take time to understand what you want, right? What are you trying to do back home, right? You want to buy a piece of land, you want to build wealth, you want to retire back home. So we take time to listen and understand what it is you're trying to achieve back home. And then once we've understood it, then we build an ecosystem that then allows you to accomplish just that, right? So it's less about us and more about you. So my job is very simple. It's to support you in what you're trying to do back home, right? Not to stand in your way. So in a nutshell, that's why equity. It's a really exciting app. Everyone loves apps, and it makes it easy for you to do business with us, especially. So this app, it will allow you to open an account. It allows you to transfer money. It allows you to make payments. We're actually putting in a feature that will allow you to send money from the UK through the app back home. So that should be done by the end of this month. It's in pilot mode right now with one of our money transfer partners, and so the app will allow you to really manage your banking virtually, without having to come back home, without having to call us, without having to send us an email, and that's what we want to do. My job is to make banking easy for you. So let me have the headache of trying to figure out how to do the banking. That's not your job. So I think that's one of the most exciting things that we're working on right now, and it's a one-stop shop, right? It's one central place that we've built just for the diaspora, and the idea behind it is we allow you to do many things that are not necessarily related just to the transactional side of banking. So most people think of a banking functionality as I want to go and send money, right? But this portal allows you to do a lot more than that. So you can still do that same thing. You can go in, you can sign up, you can open an account, you can link your account, you can send money. So that basic functionality is there. But we're also allowing you to do a lot more. If you want to borrow money, you can go in and apply for a loan from there. If you have a PayPal account and you want to withdraw money from your PayPal account into an equity account, you can do that there. If you want to send money via one of our money transfer, our partner here in the UK, Equity Direct, you can do that. If you want to apply for medical insurance for your loved ones back home, you can do that on the portal. If you want to buy shares, and I recommend you to buy equity shares. When you asked about investments, that's a good buy. I guarantee it. You can also do that there. And if you have a service request, right? So there's something you need us to do. You want us to update your phone number. You want us to update it, your email address. You can also do that on the portal. And there's a lot more functionality coming. So that's just phase one, right? I have 10 phases in mind. Or version 1, I have 10 versions in mind, and so we'll layer on a lot more functionality as a way for us to make it easy for you to do business with us. he is one of the most brilliant people I've ever met. Extremely driven, right? So he seems to have more hours in his day than the rest of us do, and so he's constantly on the go. And I think one of the most amazing things that you learn about him working for him is he's a great visionary, right? He sees so far ahead of the rest of us that even when we're having a discussion with him, you have to take time to really try and understand, is he talking about something today or something 5 years from now, right? Because he sees so far ahead, and I think working for him is a great honor, and so he's a great boss. My job is on the strategic side, right? It's to build a business that understands the needs of Kenyans abroad, put the systems in place, put the structures in place, and not just from a Kenyan perspective, right? So this time when we came, we were talking to the Kenyans in the UK and more specifically Kenyans in London, but really, we have to go broader than that, right? We have to look at not just Kenyans, but all East Africans, right? Because so we're an East African bank. We have a regional presence in Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, South Sudan, and most recently in the DRC. And so all East Africans abroad really are facing the same challenge, right? How do they invest in their home country back home? So my mandate is really bigger than Kenya, and it's saying, how can I make it easy for all East Africans worldwide to make investments back home? And so a very exciting time for us. So yes.
And I wish you best of luck with that.
Thank you, thank you.
And thank you so much, Patrice. Thank you for your time, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you.